Has anyone ever wondered on the purpose of mistakes? What if mistakes aren't supposed to be the end of the world? What if mistakes are just recalibrations in the fabric of time, if you will, if you want to get a bit fancy and think of all this as one giant time loop and one giant time travel escapade? I know I certainly do, to make it more interesting, but what if mistakes are sort of messages from the future trying to chart us towards a different path, perhaps veer us off a certain course which would be destructive for us? I know this is borderline science fiction, if not already in the realm of pure fiction, scientifically speaking, but it's this train of thought that got me thinking that, hey, I learn best with mistakes, and don't get me wrong, sometimes mistakes are painful, sometimes mistakes are costly, and there are times when I will do everything in my care to prevent a mistake from ever coming to pass or from ever happening, because I don't want to go through that excruciating experience. And that's usually because I've been through that ordeal before, or I've been through something similar before. Hence, I wish to avoid that course altogether. But even in this instance, the fact that I'm cognizant of the mistake, the blunder, the error in this manner, allowing me to chart a different path, doesn't that give credence to everything that I've said thus far? I'm only saying it because today I think I made a mistake that I made not too long ago, one that was kinda costly to me. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but this time it doesn't feel or sound as bad as it was the first time, but I'm hoping that I will not have to deal with the consequences of this one the way I dealt with the consequences of the first, which left me not physically crippled, but it did leave me somewhat handicapped in some areas of my life. In other words, I was deprived of certain things in certain aspects of my life for like 24 hours. Not the end of the world, see? It's not like I lost a physical limb. It's not like I was diagnosed with something. May God grant cure to all those who are suffering with anything. And definitely, when it comes to comparison's sake, my troubles, my consequences of the mistakes that I make, the errors, the blunders that I make, are trivial in comparison to so many others today. Isn't there some sort of saying, or isn't there some sort of sentiment that there's always someone having a worse day than you, or something along that line? Well, I think that does ring true, but the thing is, we get so focused with the personal sometimes that we barely lift our heads up to think about what other people are doing or what other people are going through and how they have it much worse than us. And at the end of the day, look, whatever mistake we make is ours to deal with, right? We can't keep on throwing everything at everyone else and kind of shifting the blame and being entitled in that way, that everyone else is at fault for something that I should take ownership of. And I think that itself is sort of powerful. Because think of it this way, you're not actually, when you're trying to shift blame away from yourself, when you're trying to evade accountability, you're saying that everything else has the power to control the results you're supposed to achieve except you. When you refuse to go down that rabbit hole, when you say that, no, I am responsible, I should do better, it's my responsibility to pick up my socks, then you've literally taken away all that power you previously vested into everything else and reinvested it into your own self. And I find that really liberating. Now granted, being a human being, I don't always act according to everything that comes out of my mouth. I know I tend to say awesome things sometimes, things that when I play them back, I think to myself, did I really say that? Wow, was I on DMT? Was I on psilocybin? Oh, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, one of the reasons why I say these things to myself and why I say them publicly is because I wish to internalize them myself. It's one thing to have the thoughts in your mind, but to speak it out, to exhale it, and have others inhale it, and to literally speak it into existence, not in a mumble-jumble universe is hearing me sort of way. I'm not the type that really delves into that type of thought, at least I don't think so. I think it's pretty clear what my beliefs are in this regard. That being said, it is necessary to sort of project what you feel outwards so that it can boomerang back to you, at the very least, if no one else is going to take heed and if no one else is going to be affected by the positivity that you're trying to pour out. So basically, what I'm trying to say tonight is look at mistakes not as devastation, not as the end of the world. Just take it as a learning opportunity. And yeah, sometimes it may be costly. Sometimes you may lose out on a relationship altogether. And some people lose lives because of mistakes. We're talking about car accidents and the like. So make whatever preparation you can, but understand that you are human and it is in your nature to falter, to blunder, to make errors. And that's just how life goes. We may not be able to mitigate every single potential harm that could befall on others because of our missteps. But that is life at the end of the day, and perhaps you will find meaning in your mistakes. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.